Clap.
Yo.
Welcome back to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. Got the Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed, sitting to my side.
We're still alive.
And yeah, we're still here. I know every time we come on with 4 or 5 months in between, I say we're going to do this more often. But
too much crap going on, bro.
Yeah, life sucks and life throws curveballs sometimes, and you don't get to do what you want to do. But
nope.
Met up with the Madman today. He has picked up some figures for me. A figure, and going to show those off. And then one of them kind of piqued my interest, so I want to bring that up and just see what you had to think on that. But the one you picked up for me is Blue Hogan with pink shades or red shades. Not sure.
I think it's supposed to be red.
What that is, but also in that line was Doink and Andre.
I love the fact that the Andre one doesn't have the legs connected. If you bought it yet,
yeah,
like you gotta.
I haven't noticed
because he's so much bigger. His legs are like 2 parts.
Oh, really? I had to go back and look. I didn't even notice. I just saw it, grabbed it, put it on the wall.
Me and Bill, I was like, his legs aren't on him. He's like, yeah, when we put him on him, he's gonna be sticking out that much further.
I like this color combination of the blue and red, though. It's just not bad at all.
Threw me off. But I remember you were looking for one, and I was like, well, there's one.
I have the red one, and then I have Hogan in a robe. It's like 4 or 5 Hogans, and I can't remember if they're all in this series.
That the red robe with like stars on it?
I think so, or something. Yeah,
I saw that one.
And then we have Kane.
Now that's like, yeah, that's the one before the mouth part gets open, right? Because the next one's the mouth open.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I like this because it has that robe on. I don't think he wore it long, maybe like just a show or two, or maybe a pay-per-view or something.
I was going to say, I think pay-per-view.
But I dig that robe, that cape, I guess it's not a robe. But also on that is British Bulldog and Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, I would really
haven't found those yet. So
too bad you couldn't get it signed.
Yeah. Hopefully, down the road, maybe, in the past life or something. But this is, I picked up this AEW. This is an older one. I found it on sale at Walmart. It's the purple jacket, Chris Jericho. But what I found interesting, and I'm going to see if I can get close up of this. It's going to be
I don't know,
a little crooked. Hard. But on the clearance tag right there, it says
Matt Jackson.
Matt Jackson. So that intrigued me because, and it may have been Jericho's book.
It's Jericho.
But where he was in WCW, and he was talking about how the royalty checks never really could kind of chase it down or whatever, because like when you bought a figure or a shirt or something, it would all come up like Hogan or Nash or Hall or Macho or somebody else. Like, so some of the people like that were getting, should have been maybe getting more money, may not have been getting all they were getting, or maybe getting too much. Who knows, But it just seems kind of funny that the controversy is still there in the fact that here's a figure that has Matt Jackson, listed. And I've bought several of these over the last few months, and it's not just the Jericho figure that I mean, I bought the brand new series that came out on sale because for whatever reason they're doing Matt and Nick Jackson on sale.
Well, I was gonna say that purple Jericho, I see that sucker.
Oh yeah, it's been out for a while, and that's what's crazy about.
And it went from, that's a $22 figure to, what is it, $9?
Yeah.
Because nobody's buying them.
Yeah. But and here's the biggest thing at my local Walmart is they have figures from 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And instead of putting those on sale, whatever comes in new, they just take that box and put the newest ones on sale.
Damn, I'm coming to your place.
So most of the ones I've bought here in the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, they've all been the new series but on sale at $9. So I don't know if Walmart's shooting themselves in the foot, shooting AEW in the foot, or what. And I think it's happened numerous. And I think the reason is because they have like 3 or 4 different barcodes, and then they're just all kind of putting on that code, I guess. I don't know how it actually works, but
that's crazy.
It was kind of weird that that's what it was. You know, that I found those, and at least the newer series were listed. Nick Jackson, they're on sale for $9. And you have 3 or 4 year old, 2 to 3 year old figures.
So where did you get that one?
Here at this Walmart.
Oh, at that Walmart.
Yep.
Okay.
But not my local Walmart. I got here a little early, just ran in to see if I found anything in there, and then found the Kane, and then found that one on clearance. There's like 3 or 4 more, all of the Jerichos on clearance, all listed at Matt Jackson. So what do? You know, Jericho, sorry, but you probably ain't getting the royalties off that figure.
He's breaking down the walls of Jericho.
Yeah, he may not need the money.
I saw a match with him today. Now, I didn't see the whole match. It was like him and Orange Cassidy. I remember them having a feud. But there was evidently a match at one point where they had a big old swimming pool full of orange juice. And the first person to get knocked in the swimming pool full of orange juice lost. He lost. Yeah, it was not good. It was really not good.
That's,
bad.
Yeah. Hey, I guess I'm gonna pay you $1 million, but you know we're gonna do a fight in orange juice.
We're gonna throw you, yeah. It was like a casket match, but not.
I mean, can't say much. I mean, look at some of the matches.
Cassidy,
I'm just saying, look at some of the matches WWE's had gravy and mashed potatoes and pig slop and who knows. It just.
I was listening to Undertaker and was it Phineas, the one that had the hog pin match with Triple H?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how this was supposed to be a ha-ha match, you know, bullcrap, laughing. And he's like, well, I get sent into the fence first, and he goes, Triple H goes to send me again. I reverse him, send him in. Well, the metal fence had bent. When it bent, it laid his back open like that. It went from a ha-ha match to I got slit open and got like 33 stitches in my back and scarred for life. Yeah.
He got Bob Holly.
And then thrown in pig poo. And was scared he was going to come up with a new kind of pig poo virus because he had blood and poo mixed together. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. Yeah.
That's what I listen to clips now. I don't really see wrestling anymore. Just every once in a while.
I got 2011 jobs and about to start a new one. I just ordered a Frosty the Snowman costume and going to try to pimp myself out on the weekends this winter for pictures with kids. So.
Good God.
You know, when 9 jobs just ain't enough, you gotta find one more. You know. So I gotta support my addiction.
I always gotta like elder care homes, and yeah, I was gonna say as much as you spend on them things. Tell them the number of AEW you now have.
This is number 101. So I have a nice wall of 100 figures at home right now.
You sent me that picture. Like I got 100 AEW figures. I was like, I can sadly believe that.
And I've almost stopped collecting WWE ones because their package. Well, their package stuff just changes so much.
Oh, it does.
Like even though their package changes, it's still this shape, this thing. Like the gold will change, or silver and blue and purple and pink and whatever. And even when they do the LJN style figures, it's still the same exact box. They just change colors on it. So when you put those all in a row, it displays very well. So as crazy as it sounds, like I'm really just collecting AEW figures because they all are the same style box. So please don't change your packaging.
My girlfriend goes in my room. She's like, "You sure you're 48 and not 13?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know."
Yeah, well, I didn't have a job at 13. So, I mean, I had one, but it didn't pay very well.
And like I buy all the time, but I do buy certain stuff. You know? And I only do it. And now, I mean, seriously, because I can't stand AEW no more. I buy 0 AEW. Yeah. And I told you, like the other day, I go in, and I'm like, "Oh, sweet, Bryan Danielson. He's got on a white t-shirt and some blue jeans." And I'm like, I don't want this crap.
Yeah, some of the ones I've done here recently are questionable.
I mean, awful. What's his name with the skateboard?
Darby Allin.
Darby Allin doesn't have a skateboard. Yeah. I just told you that. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And it's the same price, and you get less
They're losing some of the accessories, and I don't even know, when they first started, I don't think they were even doing them anymore. You know, for a little bit, they had cards in the back.
Oh, yeah, all kinds of stuff.
And they don't have them either.
Now it's like poor man's AEW.
Yeah. I guess because they're not selling, maybe?
Well, I mean, okay, well, pull up your superstars. Both of them have sunglasses. This has his cape.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just better stuff. That has hands. You know what I
But
mean?
I'm thinking some of the first series of this had a poster in the back.
Yeah, had different
and these
stuff.
don't have posters anymore.
Well, they've added accessories to them, though, like you say.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
He's got something too. I don't know what he's got, but he's got something behind his back.
I don't know. I never opened any.
It's probably a robe.
Could be. That's what it
Because
kind of
that's
looks
back in AWA. That's when he wore a robe, right?
I think so.
So he's probably got a robe. Because the other one has the star robe. We was talking about that.
He has hair.
Yeah, he had a little bit.
Some of it. Got that little side part going. But I don't know. Yeah, man. The only WWE's ones that came out that have excited me in the last little bit, the Bushwhackers, and they have the Doink Heads. Wow. And so I'm looking for those. I'm hoping to find them.
Oh, when they did the match and they all painted up faces?
Yeah, when it was them and Men on a Mission.
Yeah.
I hope these do well enough that they will put out the Men on a Mission ones.
Have they ever put out Dink?
I don't know. If they have, I don't have it. Which, I'm not a completist. I just, when I see something I like,
no, I just wondered because of the face paint alone.
Yeah. Maybe there's a midget one. I don't know. Had to look into that. Micro little people, vertically challenged. Not sure what politically correct word is using at the moment.
You know, I thought about something. You know, me and you could probably put together a good Snow White movie because we know enough small people wrestlers that could play the dwarves.
I like
Seriously.
This. I like his, you know what I've been thinking? That's something I haven't thought about.
No, because there's so much controversy around the new Snow White movie because it went from, it was going to be normal sized people to now they're all computer generated and they look like crap. So I'm like, it could have been real little people, but because some other idiots made some bad decisions, I'm like, we could pull that off because we know enough people we could call that we could do 7.
Wow, that's, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hilariously funny.
Yes, you're welcome.
So,
you gotta think about things sometimes, and you know how my brain don't work right.
Yeah, leaving Snow White and as big of a nightmare as that might be.
Hey, you could have Hornswoggle in it, come on.
You could.
And El Torito, and Dink.
Yeah.
So if he's still alive, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Mini Vader.
That's crazy of a nightmare that is. What's your thought on kind of local to the Gulf Coast, South, East, West wrestling territory of the Nightmare Jeremiah? Maybe on a retirement tour.
Hasta La Vista after this year. I hate it because he's a great wrestler.
Has he put that out to the world?
Yes, okay. No, it's on Facebook. He put out a whole ad.
Well, you know, if it's made it to Facebook, it's official.
I mean, he wrote it.
So
you know.
Yeah, yeah, crazy to think that, you know, he won't be part of the indie wrestling scene in this area.
We saw him the first time at Wacky and Extreme, remember?
We did see him at Wacky and Extreme. Unfortunately, that wasn't their true name, but that's what they got. I don't remember
what the real one was, but it's what we came up with because of what we could read upon the.
Yeah, because I think they were like XAW or something.
And they tried to flip it.
And they put the skirting up backwards or whatever, so it was like wax.
No, they changed the name, but you could still see the old name through the other side, so it was WAX.
And trust me, it was Wacky and Extreme. He was part of the extreme part, not the wacky part.
Yeah, no, they beat the shiznit out of each other.
But yeah, I guess Nightmare's probably been in a year longer than me, maybe 2, something like that.
Something like that.
This may be his 20th year or something, and I have 1 more year to make it to 20. So yeah, I plan on having at least 1 match. My 20th year
left in me, but it's got to be something special.
But it's I want to I've had this character in my mind I've joked about for the last 10 years, 15 years or whatever, and I want to get it created and do a match in it. So probably this time next year I'm going to be trying, well, I guess I can't be doing it. Probably sometime next summer I'm going to try to commission getting it created. Getting the gear made for it. It will not be Jay Andrews. I will be under a mask, so spoiler alert, but it's not going to matter because unless AEW wants to give me a contract, it's probably a one and done. I just want to put it into the universe.
I know what it might be, but I ain't sure.
I mean, it's no secret. Cotton Candy Savage.
That's it. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Randy Savage had a one-night stand with the mom
So
of
you
Los
have a
Ice Creams.
Pink beard.
Yeah.
Pink and blue beard. That's what
So I've got it drawn up, and it's a very Los Ice Creams from Chikara inspired, and I want to get it made and see about at least having one match as Cotton Candy Savage. So, you know,
Well,
maybe nobody steals my idea if you do.
no, I'm good on that one. I had Captain Sparkles, but you gave that away.
I did give that away.
Yep.
You could probably have it back.
No, I'm good. I'm so glad I didn't do that one. I did a bunch of dumb shit.
Old Melvin Manson.
I did all kinds of stuff, yes.
But yeah, so Nightmare, any Nightmare? Let's talk about Nightmare.
I only got to wrestle Nightmare when he was awesome. So
okay.
I got a defeat on him and a DQ on him.
Okay.
And the DQ one, God, that match went like, seriously, 35 minutes. And if you've ever wrestled Awesome Nightmare damn near doesn't stop in the ring.
Yeah.
And when we got to the back, this is when we wrestled in, Greenwood.
Okay.
It had a huge stairway. The best part about that was we were both nothing left. There was like a desk down there and a chair, and we both collapsed in the chair. And I think we were both kind of like going, "What the hell were our dumb butts doing?" Because I mean, we just went and went and went and went and went.
Fun time.
And he had me do something one point in the match. He's like, "Reverse this," and I remember I flipped over. And when I did, I farted so fucking loud. And I'm like,
it happens.
I was like, I don't even know if he knows that part, but I swear it did. And I was like, man, we got to end this match soon because something else might be supposed to come up. But it was a fun match. I love wrestling. Nightmare's a great wrestler. He's kicked me the hardest I've ever been kicked in my face. That was awesome. Besides him and Lucas, it's a tie probably.
Yeah.
The referee legit thought he knocked me out because of the way I fell. And he comes to me, he's like, "Can you get up?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm cool."
After I wake up, give me 5 more minutes, Mom.
All I heard somebody say was turn, and when I turned, I didn't know what was coming, and I found it. And next thing I know, my eyes crossed, and I went down.
I have a long history with Nightmare. I've booked him, helped name groups that he was in, helped develop the early part of the Nightmare character, managed Nightmare, wrestled Nightmare, got beat up by Nightmare. Awesome dude. Hilarious on road trips.
He's one of the few people, like, if I go to, I'm going to have a conversation with you, know what I mean?
I've taken not a ton of road trips with Nightmare, but a few. And always entertaining, always fun.
What did he took some kind of peppers or something. It was in a package. And y'all made like a video?
Yes. So,
what was it?
So we got booked in North Carolina. And on the road trip there, so it's great because we picked Nightmare up and he's got like a grocery bag full of like peanut butter and bananas and bread. Like
when he was trying to eat healthy.
Well, no, it's like I'm gonna make this trip, but I'm spending no money.
No money. Yeah, I'll do them.
So we have that, and then we have a fairly decent hotel. It's not great, but Nightmare has a hotel that's like down in the rougher part of town where he has to put the dresser in front of the door because the door doesn't shut. I think it was like $12 a night, or maybe it was like $4 an hour, and you rent it by the hour. I don't know how it worked, but
paid $24 for 24 hours.
It was not the best hotel, but I mean, with a name like Nightmare, I mean, where else are you supposed to stay? You know what I mean?
Where your roommates are roaches.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the roaches were scared to be in this hotel. But so he gets there, and I can't remember if it's right before we get into North Carolina or it was on the way back. I can't remember. But we had stopped at a restaurant, and he came in, and he's just he's donated his banana sandwich or whatever he made. And so he opens a bunch of packs of like coffee creamer, and he puts them all in his mouth, and he gets tickled, and it just goes everywhere. Wow. It's pretty entertaining. Nice. There's a video floating around through Facebook somewhere that I shared, and every time it pops up in my memories, I reshare it because I mean, I laughed so hard, I was crying, and I don't know if it was as funny as it really was.
It was crazy because I'm like, what?
If it had been a long weekend and a lot of driving, and you know, we drove straight there, and it was crazy. So it was a fun weekend, though. Me, him, and Barry Wolf were in a trios tournament that the AIWF had put on. It was pretty fun. And I don't remember how we done. I don't think we done very well.
You know, that's what it is, wrestling.
I'm sure I took the loss for the team, and everybody was mad at me. I don't know. But it was the first time I was in a ring with the real ropes. I do remember that. But I never ran the ropes. So I don't even know why it mattered.
How you avoid injury.
But, you know, the matches that stick out to me were pre-Nightmare. And I do have some Nightmare stories, but Nightmare was in a tag team with Nathan Lawler.
Matter of fact, that picture come up last night on Facebook.
I helped come up with the name. I pitched the name to them. They got permission. They both were trained by John Saxon. So playing off like the Sons of Sam or whatever, we came up with the Sons of Saxon. I thought that was a cool name. And they made a pretty good run. Ended up doing some work for TCW, a new company kind of here in the South that had some TV stuff going for them. And they did maybe like a year's worth of TV before it kind of went under or got bought out or whatever happened. But that was pretty cool. But through that, him and Nathan Lawler ended up feuding with each other. And they toured the South. And man, there were some crazy matches. Some hard-hitting matches. So if you get the privilege of checking those out, check them out.
I saw a couple of them live.
Yeah, those guys beat the crap out of each other. And
neither one were little guys, and they were doing stuff to big guys you wouldn't see.
Yeah.
Like, you know how people talk about Vader? I would compare that to Vader matches.
Or like, you know, reminded me of like, you know, RVD and like, I don't know, some ECM Tanaka or somebody wrestling. I don't know. Mike Awesome maybe or something.
I was going to say, I would say when RVD was working Balls Mahoney, and Balls wasn't quite a big guy, but he was a big guy.
Right.
But yeah, it was like that.
But definitely some cool stuff they did. When Nightmare first, you know, got into the character, I remember he was so scary. Like literally had women and kids and stuff crying. You know, kids pooping their pants.
Yeah, literally.
And I saw other workers.
He got cussed out a couple of times from a couple of parents, remember?
Yeah, and I saw workers that were like, hey, you know, please don't scare my kid.
And
because
he literally wasn't doing nothing that bad to me.
Because the kid, he's like, you know, you get to go home, but I got to stay with my daughter for three or four nights while she has nightmares about you. And
his name was more real than people realize.
Yes, like when he caught fire, man, he caught fire. And, you know, through that time period, I was really trying to get some eyeballs on the South, and I wish more, you know, TV or social media or you know whatever would have picked up on him, because I really think, you know, at minimum you could have saw him doing some Impact work or maybe doing, you know, ROH at the time or something like that. He really had that character kind of drawn in. And he knew exactly what to do to get that character over. I do think, and it's me not necessarily tooting my own horn, but I think when I managed him and I played that role of I'm trying to stop people from him actually getting people, I think that did help add to the fear of it. But I know he went to other promotions and worked, and the gimmick was just as successful without me, so definitely not taking any credit for anything.
You started it.
Well, it started at Wildcats.
I'm talking about with the get back. Don't eat that child.
Yeah, but I think you know, I think the fact that he caught fire with us is why other promotions were like, let me do this and get him, and especially we need this guy on our event.
Ego's champion. He was in matches with everybody.
Yeah, because I remember, I think it was Wildcats or some. I think it was Wildcats, and they were like, I think he had done a seminar with them or something, and was trying to get into, you know, get booked with them. And he just didn't have his character developed. And they the one that kind of came up with the idea, but we kind of grew it at Ego.
Yeah, from the movie.
You know, they started booking because they were like, we see you the center attraction and see how big the crowds are with you as that top guy. And some of the biggest crowds we ever had was with him as the top guy. So
100%.
Dude definitely put out the stuff. Some of the stuff he did with like Fordale, and some of my favorite matches, he had a couple matches with Bolt Brady that were really good. But him and Vordell, I mean, fighting at a church, and you know, so real that the preacher cussed because he thought they were fighting.
I was out there. That's what I'm talking about when I said it earlier.
When you make religious people sin, you know.
He was, he was PO'd and then some.
Yeah, so that almost lost us the building. But unfortunately, you know, we were able to.
I'm like, you just sat through these other
not
matches,
unfortunately,
didn't say a word to us.
Fortunately, we were able to smooth it over and save our reputation. So.
We made a preacher lose his religion for a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
it was unique.
It was, and very, very fun, very interesting. So you know, here's many more memories of the nightmare,
some more,
scaring people, and you know, you never truly retire in wrestling, but you know, for the time that he takes off before his out of retirement match,
I do want to find out.
I hope he gets what he's looking for. You know,
I want to find out what his final match will be, because I'd love to try to be there.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
I mean, just because I followed him, I'm like you. We followed him from the same moment, literally.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was he then, though? Because he
Jeremy
wasn't.
Awesome.
No, he wasn't awesome.
The Enigma.
The Enigma. That's
the
right.
Enigma.
Because he was going to do his names the other day.
Enigma Rage, I think. That's what it was. Yeah.
Because him and whoever, what was it, Cody?
No.
And they were doing the running headbutts at each other. Remember that crap? And you heard clunk.
Yeah, like
clunk,
coconuts hitting.
Clunk. And I'm like, these they can't spell "the" right now. I'm like, ain't no way.
Yeah, it was definitely some stiff, unprotected shots.
No, it was wacky and extreme, I'm telling you.
It was. So, but until next time, if you have wacky and extreme wrestling memories of the Nightmare, share them in the comments. Would love to know some of your stories. If it's not Nightmare, if it's Jeremy Awesome, Bourbon Street Brawl, or Enigma Rage, or any of the other 43 names that he had. Let us know in the comments. I'd really like to hear your stories, and this could be a cool little tribute to the Nightmare, Jeremiah. Yep. Till next time,
watch wrestling.
Watch wrestling.